Hello everyone, welcome back to the Football Shirt Show, the channel that keeps you up to date with the latest and greatest football shirts, and I'm here today to bring you a brand new episode on the series on this channel, Around the Ground. Today we're here at the home of Salisbury FC, outside of the Raymond McEnnell Stadium, where they'll be taking on Harrow Borough in around an hour's time or so. But before we do watch the game, let's talk about the club and look around the ground. Salisbury FC is a Phoenix club that rose from the ashes in 2015. Salisbury City Football Club was formed in 1947, but after some amazing experiences as a football team, they folded in 2014 due to not paying debts, and therefore were expelled from the football conference. However, like I said, the club made a return in 2015, all down to a consortium of 5. David Phillips, Ian Ridley, Jeremy Harwood, Graham Mundy and Steve Claridge, who is the current first team manager. The club's first season back was very tough, but in a short space of time, after many hours of hard work and dedication, Steve and his team had put together a group of players and staff ready to take this local club back to the top. Right now they play in the Southern League Premier South. 2 games into the season, they have lost 1 and have drawn 1, so they've not had the greatest start. But a win against Harrow today would take them up to 8th in the table from 16th, which is where Harrow are currently sat. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Salisbury play their home games here at the Raymond McEnnell Stadium. The ground holds 5,000 people and was moved into by Salisbury City in 1997. The ground is named after then chairman. There's a big screen and the pitch is really well looked after. There's also a lovely bar that was packed when I visited, which overlooks the pitch. On the walls there are pictures from the club's history, which is a really nice touch. When the club was reformed in 2014, lots of work had to be completed as the ground had not been touched for over a year and had just been locked up and left alone. The grass was over 8 inches tall, but it now looks great. I'm now joined by first team assistant manager and academy manager Callum Hart.
Yeah.
So what exactly does your job involve?
So my job here, is split into 2 parts really. So my full-time job, I work here every day and I coach the academy. So Salisbury Academy, which I coach, which runs from 16 to 18-year-olds. So that's my full-time day job. And obviously on a separate one then I'm assistant manager on the first team. So I'm a former player and I've had to retire through injury and now I'm an assistant manager.
Alright, so you've got a pretty important role then. I mean, academy, all those players coming through to the first team and assistant manager as well. What is it like to have such an important role at the club?
Yeah, I suppose it is. It's you know, our aim as an academy is to hopefully get some of the academy players eventually playing for the first team, and that's my job to do that. You know, there's a lot of factors along the way, but yeah, I mean, we haven't yet got an academy. We've been running the academy for 5 years, so we haven't yet achieved that goal. But I'm hoping over the next year or so we can get a couple of academy players and get them out and playing for the first team.
Awesome. So far in the first team, you've drawn 1 and you've lost 1. How are you hoping to turn things around? And are you looking to pick up a win today?
Yeah, hopefully it's a positive game today. I mean, yeah, last Saturday was the first game of the season, drew 1-1. Probably a good point away from home. First game of the season, like you say, it's always a tough start going to Met Police, and then Tuesday night here we got beat by Truro, who are obviously they're going to be up there. They're going to be in, the top 5 for sure. Commend the season, and unfortunately we went down to 10 men after 40 minutes, and sort of it put a bit of a damper onto the game. And yeah, we conceded 2 goals in the space of 5 minutes in the second half, and it really sort of knocked the stuffing out of us, shall I say.
Okay, so you're looking to get 3 points today then?
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, always positive. First Saturday game of the season, obviously with the fans back as well, which is going to be a great added bonus, and hopefully they can get behind the boys. And we got a few injuries, but yeah, it's a positive change room at the minute.
Awesome. Well, finally today, of course, the club did fold in 2014. Were you associated with Salisbury back then?
I was, yes.
And how much did it mean to you when the club did go?
Yeah, it was disappointing. So I've been at the club now for 10 years, Salisbury City and now Salisbury FC. So I was, like I said before, I was a player here, and I had a couple of promotions, and then we got to the National League, and we'd finished mid-table then, and then that season, at the end of that season, is when the club folded, and it was devastating really, because as a player it's devastating as a player, but as a player you can go off and you can find another club. As a fan, is, you know, you support Salisbury, and that is your club. We've got a lot of die-hard Salisbury fans here, so for them it was probably harder than what it was for the players. But yeah, like I say, even for a player, it was tough, because you all season for that last 2-3 years we built up a great squad to get up to the National League, and then to get that taken away from you was it was a tough one.
Yeah, well, it was really great to see the club back. And are you hoping to sort of get to that level again? Do you think you can?
Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. It's going to take time. We've got to do it the right way. You know, there's lots of non-league clubs that chuck money at the players, and chuck money at different things, and they don't do it the right way. But here, with the new board and we've got a great chairman, and we're doing it the right way this time. And the plan is obviously always to progress. So then the next step is obviously National League South, and then hopefully, over the next sort of 5-6 years we can maybe get to National League again, but for baby steps at the time, and hopefully National League South is our aim this year.
Do you think there's been a change in culture between the old and new Salisbury club?
Yeah, I think it's different, because the only way it's different is because we're full time. So we were a full-time football club back then, even in the league that we're in now, when we were at Salisbury City, so we were still full-time in this league when I was here, and that's the difference. So the players are training every day, the whole, whereas now it's obviously, football is sort of secondary. They've got everyone in that dressing room has got a main job, and then football is part-time. So yeah, definitely that way is totally different. So going from full-time to part-time is a total different game changer, really.
Next up, I'm joined by central midfielder Josh Wakefield. What do you feel it's like playing for Salisbury?
It's great. It's brilliant here. I've only been there since the start of the season, so still getting used to it, but it's been really good so far. Really enjoyed it. It's a big club really, and especially in this area, so it's good.
So how do you balance, your work, your full-time job, and playing for Salisbury? What's more important to you?
It's a difficult question. I mean, I love playing football. I've been playing football since I was 8 years old, so it's extremely important to me. I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. But also the other side of it, I've got to pay the bills, so I've got to keep working, got to keep sweeping those chimneys. So it is a difficult balance, but it's one you can definitely manage.
What do you think you can achieve this season as a club?
Well, the aim is to go up, to win it, or to go up through the playoffs, either one, ideally. So I think that's definitely achievable. Obviously, we've not got off to the best of starts, but we're hoping that's what we're going to end up with.
And what do you hope to achieve as a player?
As a player, I mean, promotion definitely this year. Just to stay fit and healthy and play as many games as I can and contribute as much as I can to the team, really.
Well, of course, recently we saw the signing of Jack Grealish to Manchester City, £100 million. What do you feel about this transfer as a player? Do you think anyone's worth that much?
I don't know, really. I mean, in nowadays especially, you've got to remember they're going to get a lot of that money back, aren't they, through shirt sales and things like that. And also, if he wins in the league or wins in the Champions League, it's a signing worthwhile, isn't it? But it's a lot of money, isn't it? it's a lot of money for just one person, but it might be worth it. You never know.
Finally, today I'm joined by lifelong supporter Ray. When did you start supporting Salisbury? What age?
What age? It wasn't until I was about 22.
Okay, well, the club folded, of course, in 2002 to Salisbury City.
Yeah.
How did that news affect you?
Oh, it made a terrific difference. It's not only the club that folds, it's like a family. Yeah. And the whole family folds. It's not just a club. It's all your friends, everything goes.
So how much do you think the community did lose?
How much if you need what, sorry?
How much did the community lose?
The community in Salisbury, probably not too much, but the football community in Salisbury lost an awful lot. The local, support for the football it's so-so, but it's nothing brilliant. But I think the actual local football community lost an awful lot. Our crowds here are 500-600. So as you can tell, there's an awful lot of spin-off from that.
So what is your best memory of coming to Salisbury?
Probably when we came back from the pandemic.
Yeah. I've been to quite a few I say quite a couple of games since the pandemic, and it's been really nice to be back.
Oh, yeah, phenomenal.
Yeah, it's been really good. But finally today, what advice would you give to an away supporter coming to Salisbury?
Enjoy the game, enjoy the company, hopefully lose.
Awesome, thank you. The players were out, and after a 1-minute round of applause for all the Salisbury fans who sadly passed away in the last year, the game kicked off. In the 7th minute, an absolutely amazing shot from outside the box into the top corner from Uche put Harrow ahead. Luckily though, in the 40th minute, a penalty to the Whites was converted by Davis and it was 1-1.
Salisbury's first goal scored in the 41st minute by number 2, Charlie Davis.
It was all square at the break, 1-1. The Whites got off to a fiery start in the second half, and in the 63rd minute they were ahead after a great goal from Ubadade bounced in off of the post. And that was all for today's full 90 minutes. 2-1 to Salisbury at full time. Well, there we go, full time here, 2-1 to Salisbury. The Whites picking up their first 3 points of the season in a great win for them. Of course, I'd like to give a huge thank you to Ian for sorting everything out, and a huge thank you to everyone I did speak to, ranging from the players, assistant manager and the fans themselves. If you did enjoy, please make sure to like, subscribe, share and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.